is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, and you saw the trend. You saw the trend on Twitter. You know I had to talk about it. So I'm planning on doing a fake leak theater today, but now we shall be doing a special edition of my wildly unpopular internet show.
This is a fake leak theater special report.
Alright, so what is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here bringing you another fake leak theater, this time a special version of fake leak theater. So we shall be doing some Pokemon fakes or fake leaks, but we should also be doing one special 4chan fake leak for something called basically the sequel to the Super Nintendo Switch. So of course, if you like videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me on Twitter, like my video tweets so I can shout you out at the end of the show. I haven't been able to do that lately because nobody's been doing it. And comment. I want to see comments from y'all, cause I know people watch the videos. I see the analytics. I see the view counts. Alright, comment. Even if it's like, hey man, your background is trash. Do that, you know what I'm saying? Because it helps the video. You know, it helps. Everything helps. So yeah, let's get on into this. Alright, let's get into these leaks here real quick. Okay, so this first one is an interesting looking one. It actually has a really interesting looking design. It looks like this kind of cellular bird, like a translucent bird. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't scream Pokemon in the design to me though. It feels like this comes from a different game. But it does look interesting though. I'm gonna call fake on it, mainly because it's doing the same thing that a lot of other fakes are doing. It's doing the, oh look, it's a confidential image that we stole from the art department, and you know, it's a design layout for this Pokemon, basically copying the same thing that Fuecoco League did a couple months ago. So I'm gonna call fake on this. And not to mention, I haven't seen Pokesutume translate this, so we can't even really see if this is, you know, garbage Japanese or is this real Japanese text. But it is actually pretty interesting though. If this was a real Pokemon, I would say it will probably be like a fairy flying type, or maybe even like fairy water or something, because the design doesn't scream like this is a regular creature. Like, it even has this bubble in it that looks like it's like, you know, a bubble from inside water or inside of a cell or inside of a jar of liquid. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what makes this look cool. I would call it a fairy water type that has levitate, so you know it's immune to ground types and stuff like that. This will be cool though, definitely cool. So next we have, this one's been floating around for a while, but this one is the, I believe this one was a water poison or an electric poison whooper. So a whooper. So a lot of people have been saying that some of the Riddler Q leaks have been hinting at a Whooper Quagsire regional for the game. That some water ground type was going to get a regional. So of course this person, you know, was like, oh well, it's probably going to be Whooper, so they decided to make this. And so this is, from what I heard, is like electric poison, and so that's why it's yellow. But it's also got like the cross eyes, like something that died. Which I'm like, ooh, this could be Poison Ghost too. Like Poison Ghost would be pretty good, but then it would, why would it be yellow if it's a Poison Ghost type? But yeah, of course they actually put the pencil and the eraser right there to make sure you know that this was drawn by an artist. Alright, you know, nobody else has pencils and erasers in their house, so this definitely was drawn by an artist at Game Freak. You know what I'm saying? It looks good though. The art looks pretty clean. I'm not a huge fan of that evolution though. That evolution looks kind of derpy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, what's up with the ring around his body? Like, what is that? What is the purpose of the ring? I mean, it looks weird. Like, the Whooper looks cool, but the Quagsire looks goofy. So there's a Pokesutume translation for this. Pokesutume, she translates a lot of these fake, you know, Japanese things to to show you that, you know, is it garbage Japanese or is it regular Japanese? And this one, it looks like the Japanese is real Japanese. So it says starved, fork, crown, doku, or I'm not quite sure what doku means. Electricity causes paralysis, so the little things on his head cause paralysis. This is the sad face, the sleepy face, the strange something funny, strange but funny. Okay. Front, then it says filth. Shines in the dark, so the little thing on his belly. Dinky Duku type. Okay, not quite sure what that means, but I want to say it says electric poison. This looks interesting, but I'm calling fake on it though. And now we get to the super special part of this show, where we have the 4chan text dump. Alright, so this one is not going to be about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at all. This is actually going to be about a brand new piece of Nintendo hardware, the Super Nintendo Shift. But yo, so the trailer is coming in a few weeks, presentation in a few days, release in a couple months. That is hella Ubaku cap, okay? Super cap, bro. Do you really think that like they're gonna release it this year? Look, this is some real next Switch information. If we get a new Switch system, it won't be until 2023. The earliest we'll possibly get it is like second quarter 2023. Alright, so that's like April, May, June, maybe March. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere, wherever they decide to put Breath of the Wild 2. I'm not gonna give you a specific date, because every time somebody drops a specific date, it's wrong and they get flamed. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know, maybe if I get flamed, I'll finally get comments on my videos for once. Other than those OGs that comment on my video. I love y'all. Y'all awesome. You know what I'm saying? But you know, yeah, that's the earliest we're gonna get it. 2023 or 2024. It's not gonna be this year. They're not gonna do that. They've already said that supply issues are going to cut back the amount of Switches that get sold by 30% already. So they're not gonna have enough material to launch a whole new system when they can barely fill the orders for the system that they have. So he goes further into this and says that it is more than a simple upgrade. The Joycon Shift will look like this Nintendo patent from Nintendo everything. So I actually saw this a couple years ago. It came out back in like 2020, and I never covered it because I didn't really get it, because it seems like it's completely detached from the system. It attaches magnetically to the system, which is weird. I didn't really get it, and that right there screams fake too. But the patent is real though. Nintendo really did patent that. So more than likely they're thinking of doing something with it, and either it didn't pan out or it's still in the works. They are still cooking that. Yeah, attaches magnetically. The Nintendo Shift looks like an iPad mini. It has a USB-C at the top, has a standalone stand on it like the OLED, built-in stylus that emits light, and a slide button at the border at the bottom. Well, what does the slide button do? I mean, is it like a volume button, or I'm not quite sure. So then of course it says Street Pass and Miiverse come back. So if you don't know what those are features from the DS, 3DS era. So Street Pass was basically like this kind of like wireless, like Bluetooth feature that was on the DS and the 3DS, where as you're walking around with it in your pocket or your backpack or whatever, it can communicate with other 3DSs or DSs in the area and unlock different features in different games. So that was cool. And of course, I think everybody really knows what Miiverse is, with the whole thing, the whole little online component with the Miis. That's cool if they did bring those back. GameCube and Game Boy for both Switch and Nintendo Shift NSO users. Okay, that's kind of a no-brainer. New Pro Controller, also a no-brainer. That was weird. New Joy-Con grip. Old Joy-Cons still work, FYI, but they can't connect to the controller because, of course, there's no connectors. It'll just be magnets. And then he says the games that are going to come out for this. Now, this is where it gets goofy. Mario versus Minions. That sounds like it would be a movie more than a game. Honestly, I'm just going to be honest. I think that would be way better as a movie because that would sell. That would be money. Alright, the Minions was like the biggest selling animated feature coming out of the pandemic. It started with like 150 million opening or something like that, which is ridiculous for a pandemic movie or a post-pandemic movie that isn't like a Marvel Spider-Man thing. So having Mario versus the Minions, that's money. That's straight money. As a video game though, I mean, it might sell, but I mean, Mario vs. Rabbids did alright as a video game, but even that's kind of niche. And I think that was because it's just more of a strategy game. Okay. Then look, check this out. Legend of Zelda Gerudo Outcast. So basically, Legend of Zelda Ganondorf. Essentially. I mean, because now they did say that the subtitle was spoilery, so that's why they didn't do it. But the Gerudo Outcast, that sounds kind of basic. I ain't gonna lie. I still play it, but it sounds basic. So a new IP coming from the Mario Kart developers, which that will be interesting. Anytime I hear the words new IP, that definitely sounds interesting, especially when it comes from Nintendo. Resident Evil Revelations 3, which I think that game was announced. I think that is a real game that's coming. Dragon's Dogma 2, yup, worst kept secret at Capcom. Beyond Good and Evil 2, good luck with that. We haven't seen anything from that game in several years. I mean, it still exists, but the hell if we know what's going on with it. Avatar, which Avatar is the Ubisoft Avatar action game that was made as in conjunction with the new Avatar movie. Now, the game itself has been finished for a couple years, but they haven't released it because the Avatar movie hadn't been announced. And now that it's announced, they've already announced the game. So, you know, they're going to come out in conjunction with each other. Elden Ring. That would be bananas. That would be absolute bananas to have Elden Ring on a Nintendo system. That would be huge, especially at launch. Bruh, can you imagine people picking up Zelda and Elden Ring? Just forget your social life. Just go ahead, quit your job, forget your social life, break up with your girlfriend. Like, it's over. Like, you go, like, the shift is your life now. All right. The only light you see is the light that is cast upon you from the screen. That's it. Oh my gosh, that would be freaking crazy. And then of course Super Mario Play, which is a new 3D platformer from the Super Mario team. So this is interesting. This is really interesting, but it's also hella fake. Like, bruh, like the Nintendo Shift. I mean, it's interesting, but it feels too much like Wii U. Because the thing with Wii U is that the name Wii U was too close to the name Wii. And so the marketing confusion really messed up the Wii U from the jump. And so then people was like, well, is this a upgrade to the Wii? Like, do I play Wii U on the Wii? Is Wii U just the controller? And the marketing confusion bumbled the Wii U from the jump, and it just kept going downhill from there. So, yeah, I don't think they would do that. So that's about it for this special edition of Fake Leak Theater. I think I'm going to do some more like this because I found some other interesting Nintendo Direct rumors that I could fold into the Pokemon content. But that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.